Okay, we are thrilled to be selected to play in the Capital One Bowl New Year's Day in Orlando, and really look forward to it. At one time, we talked about possible if the cotton worked out, but it didn't work out. Oklahoma won their game. They're going to the Sugar Bowl, and I really believe the Capital One is by far the best bowl for our university, for our fans, for our team that we could possibly go to. And we're getting a good Wisconsin team. They finished, I guess, third or so in the Big Ten up there, and 9-3 record. Could have won, I think, all three of their losses. They're a very good team. Got 2,000-yard rushers, quarterback, very good player, well-rounded team. So should be a heck of a game. We're looking forward to it. And I know our fans will look forward to going to Orlando. So we appreciate the Capital One Bowl taking us, and hopefully we can have some memories like we had 2 years ago in Orlando. I know just personally, and for our team, winning 11 games for the first time in school history down there was a very special day for all of us. So hopefully we can have another special day, but it won't be easy, and it should be a heck of a game with Wisconsin. Okay. Any questions on anything?
Steve-O, did the Cotton Bowl ever contact you guys, or was it all Capital One from the beginning?
Well, they don't really contact anybody. It just falls into place. We don't select where we want to go. I mentioned something about trying to get a game with Bobby Stoops, but they had a big win over Oklahoma State, and they got selected to go to the Sugar Bowl. So this is the best place for us to go. There's no question. This is an excellent bowl trip. Orlando is I think it's the number one tourist spot in the nation, isn't it? Still? Or is Las Vegas claimed to be number one? I don't know. But I think they're number one, and there's a lot to do. I know our players, talking to Connor Shaw a little earlier, enjoyed it down there. There's something to do all the time, and the hotel accommodations were super, and we look forward to spending a week in Orlando.
In terms of your familiarity with Orlando, the fact that just 2 years ago you were there, how much does that help in preparation as you prepare to go down and travel there?
Preparation's never been a problem wherever we play. Hotels are all very good, and as long as we can find us a little high school feel somewhere, that's all we need. We're not too picky about all those kind of things. But getting ready to play Wisconsin, that'll be a tough task, because they're a very good team. They could have easily been in that Big Ten game, one or two plays here or there. The Ohio State game, I think, was 31-24, and they're right there amongst the best up there. So we got to get really prepared to play these guys on January 1st. But between now and then, we'll do our usual bowl-type practices. We're actually going to practice a little bit this coming week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and just start getting the guys back a little bit, throwing the ball around, and getting some conditioning in and so forth. Okay.
Coach, speaking about Wisconsin, you talking about they are a very good football team, 8th in the country in rushing, 6th in scoring defense. Is there anything about that style of play that concerns you?
Well, we got to get our run defense pants on, that's for sure. When you play a team like Wisconsin that can run it and run it and run it, they can stay on the field a long time if you don't watch it. So we'll try to gear up to stop the run. Sometimes we've been pretty good at it, and sometimes not so good. But in the long run, obviously, our defensive team really improved as this season went along, and our defense finished third in the conference in total defense. So we've had a very good year defensively, and certainly be a big challenge on January 1st.
Steve, each of the last 3 seasons at Bowl Pick'em Day, you're sitting on 10 wins. You beat your in-state rival each of those years. Yet two of these years, your in-state rivals going to a BCS game, and you're not. Don't you think there's really something kind of wrong with the system?
Nobody says it's supposed to be fair now. You know that. College football is not all that fair. But really, a BCS game or a Capital One Bowl game, I mean, what's the difference? A little bit more money to the school or to the conference. The ACC gets 2 teams, and we get 2 teams. Players get the same amount. they get the same amount of gifts and expense money to spend and so forth. So it's not that big a deal. It's just a little more status, like going to a major bowl, I guess, a BCS bowl. I guess there's some status in it. I don't, like you said, we've beaten teams, two teams that are going to BCS bowls. UCF is also in there, and but they've earned it and they deserve to go, and that's just the way our system works. I think next year more than 2 teams from a conference can go to different bowls. So yeah, if we're in the top 10 in the country at this time next year, then maybe we'll go to our first ever BCS bowl.
Steve, you mentioned that a little bit, but just this team, only 5 seniors, very young on defense. Just how proud are you of these guys to get to 10 wins?
Yeah, I've said that many times that this team achieved a lot. To start the year with 4 seniors on the entire roster. Now I think 2 or 3 may go pro early or try to go pro early. So we'll lose about 7 guys, maybe 7 or 8. But the defense really came around. A freshman, Sky Moore, is our leading tackler, and several of those other freshmen are right there, 3rd, 4th in tackles and so forth. But, yeah, it has been a good year. It's been a very good year. And we lost 1 close game, but we won about 5 or 6 others that a play or 2 here could have made us a loser. So really proud of the way our guys have played in the second half of the games, 4th quarters, and that's why we've won 10 games. 10's not all that easy. When you look around and you see Georgia and LSU, and Texas A&M, all them guys that won 10 last year, they didn't make it this year. It's not something you do every year. So we're proud that we've done it 2 in a row. In fact, if we're fortunate enough to win the bowl game, we'll have 3 straight identical years. And I mean identical almost. Conference record and everything. But we haven't won the bowl game yet, but we'll give it our best shot to see if we can do it. Try to finish in the top 10 again. So all of our goals, 3 goals are out there that we could achieve if we're fortunate enough to win the bowl game.
You mentioned having such a young team. With such a young team, how important is this next month going to be for maybe kind of continuing that foundation for the future?
Yeah, we practice the youngsters a little bit the month of the bowl game, but we probably don't do it as much as some people do. This, to me, it's got to be a little bit of a reward the month of the bowl game, so you don't want to. They're not fired up about practicing 5, 6 days, 3 weeks, 4 weeks in a row. So we take care of our guys and try to make it as enjoyable as we can while we're trying to get prepared to play a game. But we try to make it fun and get ready to play at the same time.
Steve, Wisconsin has Tanner McAvoy playing defense for him. Have you talked to him since he left?
I don't think I've talked to him since he left. I see he's got an interception, ran it back 20 yards. He's on the sheet there. I think he's starting at safety back there. Yeah, he's an excellent athlete, and I'm glad he's doing well at Wisconsin. Yeah, I know a lot of our guys will look forward to seeing him down in Orlando.
Coach, you mentioned that college football isn't fair. Do you think the 4-team system next year is fair enough, or do you think even more changes need to come?
It's a little bit more fair. Yeah, I think 4 is better than 2. And then I don't know if we'll go to 8 or not, but you would think maybe 8 would be a little more fair. But 4, we'll see how that goes, I guess, for several years, and then go from there.
With some guys maybe going pro early, some guys not quite 100% healthy, do you expect to have everybody that you had during the season for the bowl game?
Yeah, we've been very healthy through the course of the season. A few guys missed here and there, but we've not had many serious injuries the way a lot of teams have had. So we're close to 100% healthy, getting ready to go to Orlando. Very close, I think.
Coach, you always talked about doing things around here for the first time. When you mentioned that you might have an identical season to the last 2, is there any kind of difficulty with you personally being motivated for a game like this? And are you
back to back? We had a chance to finish in the top 10 3 straight years. That's never happened. We got all kind of firsts still out there, and they're just back to back firsts now. We're getting into those, which is pretty good also. Yeah, I was telling my wife the other day, every time we win a game around here, it's a record. It's a record for me. At home here, it's a record. We're extending that streak. everything's a record as long as we keep going in the right direction. So let's keep pushing. Let's keep pushing. These seniors, they want to achieve the most they can. Got a chance to win, 42 in their 4 years here. Connor's got a chance to do that. So it's a huge game. Now we have no difficulty getting up for bowl games. I think all of us have learned across the country now that you're as good as your last game, and the game they talk about is the bowl game. That's the game they talk about. If Jadeveon Clowney had made that hit the first game of the season last year, nobody talked about it all year, but he made it in the bowl game, and that was the last game. So we watched it for 10 months till the season started. So whatever we do in that bowl game will be recorded and rehearsed and gone over and over for about 8-9 months, something like that. Okay. All right. Looking forward to it. This is an outstanding bowl. We're thrilled to have an opportunity to go down there. Thanks.